Habaragani, everyone. This is Lou, Queen's Podcast, 1107. I know I've been away for a while. I like to start out by saying Happy Black History Month. And I hope everyone is enjoying this lovely weather we've been having. But on the real side, I think they're doing the Bronx and Queens pretty bad. You know, they have these big machines where they're able to pick up the snow and melt it. I just came back in from outside and it kind of still looks the same as last week. I talk to God every morning and I said to him, Lord, I'm going to stop complaining so much and start praising you, because it's easy to complain. So I like to thank him that I woke up this morning. I also like to say that I'm glad I didn't slip and fall out there. I think I just went on a wild goose chase right now that had to do with my housing. So they're claiming that I didn't certify the right way. For those of you who don't know, NYCHA's selling off properties, and they forced us into Section 8. I mean, Section 8 is great, but I never applied for it and always wanted it. But now I don't really think it's a good thing, because it's like they hold things over your head. Well, anyway, long story short, I had to take in documents of proof of income back in January. January 2nd, it was freezing that morning. They gave me an 8:15 appointment. I made it on time, way before the time. And the guy was real nice. He filled out all my paperwork. It was less than 15 minutes. He handed me a blue receipt. I thought I was good. So I went online to pay my rent on the 1st. And the next thing I know, I see these letters in bolded yellow saying that my recertification for my lease is coming up and it needs to be done by March 31st. I don't even know who my housing coordinator was up until that point. So I'm emailing, I'm calling this new corporation that took over this development. They don't answer the phone. Reception doesn't answer. The main office in Queens don't know what's going on. Excuse me. The only person that I got in contact with is on 189th Street in the Bronx. I'm supposed to go all the way over there to sign some documents. So something said, you know what? The management office is less than 3 minutes from this building. So let me find out how I can get this done without going all the way over to the South Bronx. I go, and the next thing I know, I'm searching, and I send an email to the person I always send an email to. She emails me right back and tells me who my housing coordinator is. The housing coordinator calls me yesterday, tells me to come in today at 3. I go in at 3 p.m. I go in before 3 p.m. She comes in, she gets me. She goes, oh, you know what? You don't even have to do this because you did it before on Fordham Road. And blah, 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 blah. So what, this is all connected? She said, kind of, sort of. Your recertification is done. But then it's not really done because we need pay stubs for your daughter. I said, well, I put down all the information that I need to put down. The gentleman helped me. And she said, well, you're going to have to go back and fix it. And you have to do this before March. And I'm saying, Lord, I'm not going to complain. But this whole thing is not set up for us to succeed. And that's how I'm feeling right now. Nobody speaks English. Nobody cares to speak English. I'm feeling like a foreigner in my own town, and I don't like it. Say what you want to say. I don't care, because that's what's going on. In other news, there's a gentleman that I looked up. I didn't look him up. What I looked up was, give me a list of great black people, not even inventors, great black people who were born in February. Because they always give us the regular people that we always talk about. And they're great. And I love that they're in history. But I'm sick and tired of hearing about the same black people. So this brother here, his name is Alfred L. Calle, C-A-L-L-E. He was born September 4th, 1866, and he died May 6th, 1919 from a car crash. In 1897, he invented the ice cream scooper. He wanted the patent in 1866. So he was 31 when he invented this actual device. I call it a utensil. He was a porter at a hotel, and he noticed that the servers who were serving ice cream was having a hard time getting the ice cream off the spoon, and it would stick. So he had an idea to patent the ice cream scooper, and he received the patent in 1896. And 1 year later, he was able to invent it. And it was called the ice cream mold and disher. He became a general manager for the Afro-American Financial Accumulating Merchandise and Business Association. Remember that name. The next time you go to get your ice cream and you think about that spoon, that there's a scooper, and the person who invented it was a black man, and his name was Alfred L. Calle. I think it's Calle or Calle, however you're going to say it. One more thing I'd like to talk about that really made me so happy. I was joyful. My grandson, Cubby, you guys know him. He came over on this past weekend, right? And we were so happy to see him because we hadn't seen him in like 2 or 3 weeks. Because Pretty Deesa had her birthday. Y'all see her birthday balloons are still up. Got to take that down. And the freezing cold weather and the snowstorms and the schools being closed and all of that other stuff. And he finally came this past weekend. And then he kind of like had a stomach bug. So he was, really going through it. The vomiting, the diarrhea. And when he finally got better Sunday morning, because he came Friday, and I took care of him all day Friday, he had a ball. He was doing what he usually do. Saturday, he was laid up all day, back and forth to the bathroom. And that was chaos. Oh! And Sunday, he said, Grandma, I have this show, and it's going to be on Wednesday. I said, this Wednesday? Which was yesterday, what is that? The 4th of February. And I said, okay, well, that's good. He said, I'm going to play the xylophone. I said, you're going to play the xylophone? He said, yeah. And he was showing me what he was going to be doing. And he said, lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. And I was like, what? That's the National Black Anthem. Do you know that? He said, no, I didn't know that. And he was loving that song. And then he got to the part, and he said, sing a song. And we was cracking up, but enjoying it. And then he came back later, and he said, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. He put the soul shine. And I said, oh my God, they're really gonna do a Black History. He said, well, it's called the Spring Festival. And I said, well, let's really keep it real. I didn't want to get too deep. I said, they need to call it what it is. It's Black History Month. And those are songs that black people sang to uplift them and to just stay in a good mood and to share with each other what it is to be community. And he was singing the songs and loving the songs. And then he really blew me away. He said, well, I'm going to tell you the last one. And I said, well, what is it? He said, it's called Funga Alafia Ashe Ashe. Funga Alafia Ashe Ashe. And then he started playing, he showed me the xylophones that he's going to be playing while they singing that song. I was too through. That was good. And I really enjoyed it. Well, I'll be back. And I hope everyone is doing good. As this Pakistani cab driver told me the other day, he was trying to do slang, black slang. He said, I'm feeling copacetic. We laughed. And, he was asking me what certain words were. I didn't get offended. And, we just shared a few things about his country and this country, his people and black people. We didn't butt heads. We just, was vibing. But I know he said, I don't mean to offend you. And I know 99.9% of the times when somebody says, I don't mean to offend you, they're getting ready to offend you. I didn't mind. I was in a good mood. Well, everybody, I don't want to keep you. And the next time I come back, I'm going to try to have somebody that we don't usually talk about for Black History Month. And you guys have a good day, a good evening, and a blessed tomorrow. Bye.